Well, hi Glenn. Here we go again. First off, I'm going to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving Day. We're all still here. And most of us are enjoying a meal and some much beer. But I ask all to spare a thought for the billions that today don't have that luxury. Be grateful and thankful that you're not one of them. Perspective is often lost, and this show always brings perspective back into line as the world and its people faces the dire actions due to the stupidity of the few. But that stupidity of the elites has been passed on to the masses, their army of compliant bots, despite the overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Now, I want to say a special thanks to NB today. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to all those who contribute to me and also the TPC. Rest assured, our funds goes to the right causes. But the desire, want or need for a TPC Ireland increases by the day, it seems, away from the seething masses of stupidity whose inability to think for themselves has become a genetic default. They breed other non-thinkers and the compliant masses spreads like a virus. Non-thinkers are the COVID virus. A famous saying from Steve Jobs, I think it was, that applies to us all that listen to this show. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius because the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. In a week as Tucker Carlson reveals himself a worthy adversary and worthy replacement to a famous alt-media flip-flopper this past week, as his ratings fall fast against all other leading portal people. As the Trump favourite news channel, OAN, does a full hit piece exposing Q and QAnon as fake this week, with Sean Spicer and Sarah Huckabee declaring the movement fake, the questions remain as to why Trump was buying into it, doing Q air signs, and why the change now. And all this as 12 million Americans face loss of employment benefits the day after Christmas. These are concerning times. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits rose 778,000 this week, added to the 748,000 the week before. Over 1.5 million extra jobless in just the past 2 weeks, and yet people still accept this shit. Go back to work en masse is what we should be doing. They cannot arrest us all. And cops and other enforcement need to stand down. Just following orders is not an excuse. They did that in the 1940s, remember? It never turned out well for we the people, did it? How long are parents going to continue to act like bots? Going to risk masking their children, causing great harm to them, even to the point of risking their lives? Dr. Eric Nepute in St. Louis this week took time to record a video that he wanted everyone to share after the 4-year-old child of one of his patients almost died from a bacterial lung infection caused by prolonged mask use. We've also heard today that 6 protesters were shot with live rounds in Bangkok, and predictably the police denied the claims. Sadly, 1 died. Also in this past week, for mass murder of the elderly, shutting down of businesses, treating people like cattle, overseeing over 500,000 people leave the area, running Stasi-style police forces, you can get a lot, it seems, in their world these days. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York will receive this year's International Emmy Founders Award in recognition of his leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic and his masterful use of television to inform and calm people around the world. Really. The Emmy was presented to him during the Academy's Live on November the 23rd. An award for mass murder of elderly in care homes. Utter psychopaths. And calling for a boycott of the Emmy Awards, in fact all their fake awards, Nobel Peace Prize, they're all just backslapping clowns. But the Emmy Awards is a platform, remember, for awarding adrenochrome participants for complying with psychopaths and keeping the illusion that they are more important than the rest of us. In essence, they are the peanut gallery in the main city of the Hunger Games series. Vacuous cretins out of touch with reality, living fake lives with fake fame, fake tits, lips, arse, name and ages, most of them at the expense of young children. I guess the leader of the rebellion didn't get round to arresting Cuomo after all. Awful lot of major predictions all failed now over there. And I heard today they copied our material from our show on Tuesday, predictably with no reference, which is suggestive of a rivalry between the shows, which is childlike. We will never solve problems acting like children, and some people think I am the problem. But I'm glad the info is being put out, and it reaffirms we lead and they copy, paste and follow us. Let us just keep leading on our adult-based path. Not content with funding coming from the trust in March that funded the Fed, and then they launched their lockdown program of closing businesses and mask mandates on the back of that money. Today I hear the trustee has gone one step further and gave Trump $500 billion of the trust money, and then Trump immediately announced the vaccine program will start next week. The trustee gave Trump $500 billion of our money, and then Trump announced the vaccine program will start next week. To those of you that jumped ship over there, do you still think I'm the problem? Some deep, clear and transparent explanations are required by the trustee, not mind control TV channels. And if this is fully confirmed, it is a massive sellout of we the people.